There seems to be this theme going on where nobody seems to understand what I'm saying in the videos that I make. This can't be more true in a recent video responding to my discussion over the Arizona bill. So because I'm too lazy to render all the video, I'm just going to take a page out of Weird's book and just use funny little pictures over audio. Now, let's begin, shall we?
Greetings YouTube, it is I, Revenge of the Fallen.
By the way, he uses a voice changer to make himself sound older. It totally works, doesn't it?
America seems to go crazy when it comes to bills.
The best and most recent example being the healthcare bill. Because it wasn't available to the public, much speculation and rumors surrounded the bill. Most of it was from Republicans who claimed the bill would establish Stalinist communism and death panels that would sentence literal babies to death. But once the bill was passed and everyone got to read it, the Republicans started wiping ink from their face as the rumors proved to be pure BS. Shortly after the healthcare bill was passed, another bill was being created, this time in Arizona. The so-called Support Our Law Enforcement and Safe Neighborhoods Act would enforce stricter laws against illegal immigration. What the Republicans did to the healthcare bill, the Democrats were now doing to the Arizona bill, claiming it would turn Arizona into Nazi Germany and making it a crime to be Hispanic. But while the healthcare bill was not available to the public, the Arizona bill was, and thus people are able to read it and learn that the rumors, mostly about racial profiling, are pure BS.
There have been many videos about the topic. The one I'm going to comment on is by T Princess. For sake of time, I'm just going to comment on a few select portions rather than the entire video.
Arizona has passed a new, tougher immigration law where they can actually go up to someone who they assume is an illegal alien and ask them for their paperwork.
We've barely begun discussing the bill and already T Princess has gotten it wrong. Contrary to popular misconception, the bill does not allow law enforcement to go up to anybody and ask for their green card. According to the bill, law enforcement can only question people about their immigration status during a, quote, lawful stop, detention, or arrest.
Yes, but a lawful detention can be done on the basis of what is called reasonable suspicion. Here's an example. If a cop sees that your car is riding low, he can suspect that you have 20 pounds of marijuana in your back trunk, and he can detain you on those grounds. However, you could not have marijuana in your back trunk and be held for 48 hours without being charged. And since most immigrants are too scared or don't know our justice system to ask for a lawyer, both illegal and legal, they usually end up admitting to being illegal or falsely admitting to being illegal and get deported. So yes, what I said was a simplified version of the truth, but it's still the truth.
An example of this would be if they're pulled over for running a red light or arrested for robbing a bank.
However, if you refer to what I just said about reasonable suspicion just a moment ago, it's plainly obvious that law enforcers can easily lie about why a person was detained in the first place.
Law enforcement can't just walk up to anybody and ask if they're an illegal immigrant.
Now, before I get a bunch of, oh my god, you don't know anything, la 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 comments, let me just say this. Racial profiling, been done before, but I would have hoped that in this day and age we would have gotten to a point where we can actually move past racial profiling.
Yet another misconception. The bill does not encourage racial profiling. In fact, it does the exact opposite. The bill clearly states that law enforcement, quote, may not solely consider race, color, or national origin when implementing the law.
Which is very true. I've never actually heard of a modern American bill actually encouraging racial profiling. However, the point I was trying to make in the video was that racial profiling was going to be the byproduct of the reaction to the bill, not the bill itself. What I was trying to get across in the actual video was that the bill would be abused in order to make an excuse for Hispanics to be singled out, not that racial profiling was attached as a clause to the bill.
Moreover, it states that, quote, prosecutors will not investigate complaints based on race, color, or national origin.
Yes, because as we all know, everyone follows the law perfectly.
This is clearly not racial profiling. Now, I understand that even with such provisions, law enforcement is more likely to target Hispanics, but to those who claim it's racist to assume that most illegal immigrants are Hispanic, just how many blonde-haired, blue-eyed Europeans are crossing the Arizona border?
True, but there's also a great number of Canadian immigrants who are crossing the northern border illegally. But no one seems to be very upset about that. Odd, don't you think? A lot of people have this argument, well, what are we supposed to do if we can't do that? Well, here's an idea.
T Princess goes on to suggest how law enforcement should focus on local businesses and corporations who hire illegal immigrants. And I completely agree with her. That would be more effective. Another suggestion would be to legalize marijuana and other drugs.
Well, at least we agree on something. As far as the drug debate goes, I've never really thought that they should be illegal in the first place. True, I would be upset if a close friend or family member started using hard drugs like heroin or speed. I don't consider marijuana a hard drug because I think of it in medicinal terms only. But the fact of the matter is they're really only doing it to themselves. Therefore, I really don't think the drug use should be illegal.
Because most of the illegals crossing the Arizona border are drug mules and cartels, and the only reason they exist is because drugs are illegal and have thus been forced into the black market. Legalize drugs, and you get rid of the drug cartels, drug mules, gang members, and the crimes they commit, including illegal immigration. That being said, I still support Arizona's bill because, truthfully, it does nothing more than enforce federal immigration laws on the state level.
Which is weird because federal laws really shouldn't be enforced through state law enforcers. That's why they're called federal laws. A lot of these people don't seem to remember the fact that, I don't know, this happened before and it wasn't a very good thing. During the Cold War, we had the Red Scare.
At least you're not breaking Godwin's law by comparing Arizona to Nazi Germany, by comparing immigrants being required to carry their green cards to Jews being required to wear gold stars.
Of course not, because Nazi Germany focused on the extermination of an entire race, while the American government just wants illegals out of the country. However, I do find it ironic that people like Glenn Beck say that people using the Nazi card are going a little too far.
Unfortunately, everyone else has been breaking Godwin's law.